Chad, you can tell me to DBAP here if you need to, but here is my primary complaint. And maybe it's the LASIK surgery I had like 8 years ago that's playing a factor here. I'm not really sure. Chad, you tell me if you think this is bright. On the interstate, this is an 18-wheeler that is using the halogen headlights, the bulbs, right? They don't burn out as fast, whatever. This is extremely bright, and this was not on bright. But because it's an 18-wheeler, it's at the perfect height for my Ford Explorer. So I'm looking at this going, man, I can barely see, so I'm holding my arm up like this as I'm driving, trying to not be blinded
at night
on my drive home at night. Yes, because of the halogen headlights, which, I mean, I don't like them as it is on certain cars just because I think they're way too bright to begin with for oncoming traffic. But especially for 18-wheelers, your thoughts?
It's very bright. Now, I also had LASIK surgery about 6 years ago, I feel like, a little bit after you had yours. But I'm looking at that photo, Hutton, and I'm thinking, it's bright. It's too bright.
This is in my side mirror.
Too bright for a side mirror, that's for sure.
Yes, that's my primary complaint.
My primary complaint this week has to do with ESPN. And, not I guess the common complaint you would have about ESPN, some analyst said something you disagree with, or, they've gone too woke, or whatever you want to say about ESPN. My complaint is more about their relationship with the college football playoff and how the college football playoff, something that crowns a national champion with the NCAA, is allowing ESPN to put the announcement of the playoff rankings around a promotional opportunity for another ESPN product. And here's what I mean by that. You have to have a set time for a playoff announcement.
Yes.
You cannot come into it when you're talking about crowning a champion and have a playoff ranking announcement where it's in the middle of your Champions Classic on ESPN, where you've got 2 college basketball games, and you say it will happen at the conclusion of this game. Because when that game goes into double overtime, as last night's Michigan State-Kentucky game went into double overtime, you're pushing the announcement back 40 minutes to an hour. That can't happen. There are people covering it. There are people wanting to know. There are people who do not care at all about college basketball this time of year. And you are forcing them to watch your product. That's fine most of the time. You're a business. You want eyeballs. However you bring them in, that's how you bring them in. I get it. But if you are the college football playoff, you can't allow that. So I guess my complaint is less about ESPN because they're doing what they're allowed to do with their contract, and more about the college football playoff allowing this to happen. That is my primary complaint.
Totally with you. Totally with you. And there was really no drama to the announcement this week anyway. So people waited around to see the same top 5.